Hello again, everyone, and good morning. Let's take a look. We're in week 5, and today is Thursday. Remember, tomorrow's payday, so all the work for the week tomorrow is due on Canvas. So find a way to put it on there, because if you do not submit it tomorrow through Sunday, I'll give you through Sunday, I may not accept any more late work at this time. Okay? So let's take a look here. This right here, the negative is outside the parentheses, so only the negative is distributed. So it's going to be 2x. A negative times a positive is a negative. A negative times a positive is a negative. Draw your line. You have x's on both sides, but this one is smaller. Always go after the smaller one. So it's a plus. So you put a minus, so you get a negative x. Minus 4 equals 5x. And I didn't see this other x, but we're going to get rid of that one too. So plus x. So I get negative 4 is equal to 6x. Remember, the coefficient here is a 1. So 5 plus 1 is 6. Now I'm going to divide by 6, and then I'm going to divide by 2. So 4 divided by 2, so that's a negative 2 over 3. 6 divided by 2, and I'm done. Any questions on that one? Let's go on. This one right here, number 2, draw your line. All of this is divided by 2, so you want to multiply by 2. By 2, by 2. And all of this you want to multiply by 2. It might help if you circle it. So these 2's cancel. So you get 3x plus 14 equals 2x minus 4. Cancel these 2's, but now here's the tricky part. That minus, even though there's no parentheses, it still goes to both of these. Both. It's tricky. Put a star by that. So that's going to be a negative x minus 18. Now, if you don't distribute it, you're going to have a plus. This gives you 2x minus x is x. This and this gives you a negative 22. And now I'm going to subtract x and get 2x plus 14 equals negative 22. I'm going to subtract 14 and I get 2x is equal to a negative 36. I divide by 2 and I get x is equal to a negative 18. All right, make sure you can do that. If you have a question, ask. If not, make corrections and memorize the process, not the problem. Let's go on. This is a basic straight-up problem. Draw a line. X is on both sides. You want to get rid of this smaller one. I'd like you to label it. Subtract 2x. So you're going to get 5x. And then you want to subtract 4. And you get 5x is equal to negative 9. Divide by 5. And you got your answer. All right, now, on a new sheet of paper, I'm going to teach you something called literal equations. Okay, so get out a new sheet of paper. Now you have a worksheet today, and this is probably the most important thing I can teach you. So I want you to copy down. Let's try, I guess we'll do number 1. So put g is equal to 6x. A literal equation has 2 or more variables. 2 or more variables. Write that down. It says solve for x, so circle the x. So it's 6 times x, so the opposite is dividing by 6, and you get g, or rather x, equals g divided by 6, and that's it. Let's check it. Okay, there's the answer. Let's try a harder one. Let's try number 2. Now you're going to get your worksheet in a minute. So u minus 2x minus 2, or that's probably equals 2. Anyway, you're trying to solve for x. So draw a line, circle the x. The sign in front of the u is a plus, so you want to do a minus u. So you get negative 2x equals 2 minus u. Then you want to divide by negative 2. Each of these by negative 2. So you get x equals, I like the negative at the top. So negative 2 Actually, that should be a 1. So that should be a negative 1. Positive divided by negative. This is a double negative, so that's going to be plus u over 2. Let's check it. Now, something is a little different here. Let me think about this. All right, even though I have something different than they do, you can write their answer like this. So watch. I want you to know this too. Put a star by this. Everything has a star, right? So u plus 2 over 2. Both of these are divided by 2. So you can write each one individually divided by 2. And therefore this cancels, and that gives you a 1, which is what I have here. Now the only thing wrong here is my signs, and maybe one of these signs is not right, or I couldn't see it. But the concept is right. Okay, you can split it up like I did there. All right, let's go on. Let's try something like this one, number 7. Copy this down. I'm going to get you started in a minute. So u equals k over a, and they want you to solve for a. Well, a is on the bottom. So what you can do is make this a fraction, just like that's a fraction. And then you can flip both of these. That's fair. So 1 over u is equal to a over k. That's just a little trick. Now a is at the top. You can't just flip one, you got to flip both. Now the opposite of dividing by k is multiplying by k. So when you multiply by k, you get a equals k over u. And that's what it should be. And that's what it is. Okay? All right, we're going to try one more, and then I'm going to get you started on your work. We'll take a look at this one right here, number 24. So it's going to be u equals kx plus yx, and you want to solve for x. Now, you see how you have x's in 2 spots? What I'm going to do is factor out an x. Now, you learned how to factor. Both of these have an x, so you take an x out. And you're left with k plus y. Okay? They both have an x, so you factor out an x. And then you divide by k plus y, and you should be done. Now, they have 2 negatives on this, and let me think about y. I don't know why their signs are different than mine. I know mine's right. Okay, I'm going to put a question mark by their answer, but I know that's right. All right, I'm going to give you your worksheet, and if you can't be with us today, I'm going to show it to you. So here it is. And there we go. So you'll get that worksheet in class. Let's turn our attention now to geometry. Let me knock off that last one here. Okay, let's take a look at the bell work here. This is some of the problems on your test, okay? Numbers 11 through something on the test, or the practice test, didn't come out. So I want to go over that today in class. So look up here. All right, it says name alternating interior with angle 7. Angle 7's here. So to be alternating interior, it would have to be 9. Alternating interior. So that would be angle 9. Angle 9 and what are alternating exterior? Well, it would have to be 9 and 13. 9 and 13. You can't go this way because this would be in the interior here. But it's on the exterior of this one. So it'd have to be 9 and 13. Okay, and then finally, 10 and 14 are congruent. What lines are parallel? Well, here's 10, and I'm going to use a marker on this. Remember I tried to teach you dots, and I said use your dots. Okay, so here is 10. So I'm going to put a dot here and a dot here. 10 and 14 is here. So I'm going to put a dot here and a dot here. Now remember the 2 dots is your transversal. So D has 2 dots. That's your transversal. But this line would be parallel to that line, and that would be line AB. So your answer would be A would be parallel to B. Okay, let's keep moving. On a new sheet of paper, draw this diagram and put practice test, because I'm basically going over some of it with you today. The video is already posted, so put practice, test, and draw that diagram. It says, find X so that these 2 lines are parallel. Well, this is top, so that's corresponding. If they were equal, so we're going to make them equal to each other, then the lines would be parallel. So now all you got to do is solve this. I guess it's going to be 8. So 5 times 8 is 40. If those are equal, the lines are parallel. All right. Now I'm going to start putting some problems up here. I'm not going to show you your practice test till tomorrow. Now remember, you're going to be missing number 11 through something, but I'm going over it with you now. Okay, so let me see what they are. So put number 11, and let's take a look at this. All right, here's number 11. Okay, and I'll just show it to you on the test. Take a look. Okay, it's kind of hard to see, so let me draw it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and I want you to draw it as well. 5 and 6, this is on your test. And this is 7 and 8. And this is R and S. All right, the question is, which lines are parallel if angle 4 is congruent to angle 7, then what is parallel to what? Well, let's see. Take your marker. Let's put our dots again. Here's angle 4, put dots. Here's angle 7, put dots. Okay? The 2 dots is your transversal. The 1 dot is your parallel line. So this one has 1 dot, this one has 1 dot. So L is parallel to M. I want you to call this the 1 dot, 2 dot trick. 1 dot, 2 dot trick. Especially since trick or treat is right around the corner. I want you to remember that. It's on the EOC. Next, number 12. Number 12 says find the value of X to make the lines parallel. So draw this. And this is 2X minus 18. And this one is 178. So the question is, what must X be to make this line parallel to this line? Well, these are called alternating interior because it's in between the parallel lines. So we want them to be equal. So put 2X minus 18 is equal to 178, and then you got to solve that. So you want to add 18 to both sides. So you're going to get 2X is equal to, that's 6, 7, 8, 9, that's 196, I guess it is. You can use your calculator. Divide by 2. Half of 19, well, half of 18 is 9, so it's going to be X equals 9 with a 1. I think it's 98. So if X, and here's how you write this, if X is equal to 98, then L is parallel to M. Write that down. Okay? And that's the alternating interior theorem. Alternating interior theorem. Remember, a theorem, you can prove it. So prove, you can prove it. All right, let's go on. That's number 12. Remember, you're not going to have this on your practice test. So I don't want to hear, oh, we didn't have it. Well, I'm going over it now. Now, number 13, you want to put a star by this one. This one's going to look a little weird, but so do some of us. Okay, so draw this diagram. Now, I'm going to change the numbers a little bit. So I'm going to make this 30 just to make it easier. I'm going to make this one 60. And I'm going to make this one X. Well, of course, we're looking for X. Now, here's how I would do this. Okay? I would go ahead and draw this line all the way out. So right now, I want you to do the same. Every line is worth 180 degrees. Now, if this is 60, then this angle right here right there, has to be 120. All right, now I'm going to pull that out a little bit, or I'm going to make it bigger because I can't really see it. So here, let's make that a little bit bigger. So this is x, and this is 120, and this is 30, because they gave us that. That's given. That's the answer on the EOC. It's given. Anyway, this triangle is worth 180. Every triangle by the triangle sum theorem. Triangle sum theorem. Anyway, so this we'll call y. So this is 150, so y has to be 30. And guess what? Angle y and angle x are alternating interior. So if this is 30, this has to be 30. And that's how you do number 13 on your practice test. Actually, again, you're not going to have it. That's why I'm going over it now. Number 14. Let's keep moving. Number 14 looks like this. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Copy that down. It says find the values of x for which P is parallel to Q. So we want this one to be parallel to that one. So let me change it up a little bit. What does 4 and 1 have to be for these two lines to be parallel? So what must 4 and 1, angle 1, be for parallel lines? That's the question. Well, angle 1 and 4 are called same side interior. So what you want to do there is add these up. So you want to say that the measure of angle 4 plus the measure of angle 1 has to equal 180 degrees because they're called same side interior. Remember, anything that has SS must add up to 180 degrees. All right, we're going to keep moving on your practice test. So if you need to, get another sheet of paper, just like I'm doing. I want you to try this one. Let's make this 100. Make this one 50. And I want you to find x. So do that right now. Try and do it. All right, what you're going to do here is go vertical. So move this 100 over here, right across. So put 100, vertical. Vertical angles are always congruent, and this triangle is worth 180 by the triangle sum theorem. Well, this is 150, so this has to be 30. Real simple, just by using vertical angles. There's one on your test, number 20. Write this down. It says a triangle has a ratio of 3, 9, and 6. Write this down. 3, 9, and 6. What is the smallest angle? Okay, what is the measure of the smallest angle? Well, the trick here is to put x's. So put 3x plus 9x plus 6x is equal to 180. It's a triangle, and these angles are in a ratio of that. But the trick is to just put x's. It's not hard. So this is 15, that's 18. So that's 18x is equal to 180. So you divide by 18, and you get x equals 10. So this one is 3 times 10, so one of them is 30 degrees. This one is 90 degrees, and this one is 60 degrees. Because when you multiply by 10. So this is not a hard problem. You just got to memorize to put an x and then make it equal to 180. Put a star by that. Okay, we're going to keep working on these. All right, I'm going to pick up on number 22 in class. All right, have a good morning, and I'll see you there. Remember, the practice test is already on YouTube.